Hello everybody, and thank you so much for watching. In this part 1, we will create this long piece. I started with the white and I finished with the dark pink. In part 2, we will add a square to our long piece to create the L shape. And then we will connect that piece to create the poncho. We will add a border around the bottom of the poncho and make a neckline. We will make a chain that's in multiples of 7 plus 2. For my poncho I used 86 chains to get 12 of these little squares, and I will demonstrate the stitch with a larger piece of yarn and a larger hook so it's easier to see the stitches. I will make a chain of 23, so my multiples of 7, 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's our 3 times 7, and then 2 more, 1 and 2. And now we will start our first row, and we only have 2 rows. Now make a single crochet. This stitch here is connected to our first stitch, so it doesn't really count. So this is our first chain here. Make a single crochet into that first chain. Then chain 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we will make 5 stitches increasing in size. Make a single crochet into the first chain. Then make a half double crochet into the next chain. Yarn over once, go into the next chain, pull through and pull through all 3 loops. Then make a double crochet into the next chain. Then make a treble crochet into the next chain, yarn over twice, go into the next chain, pull through, and then through 2 loops, 1, 2, 3 times. Then we will make the last stitch. It's a double treble, yarn over 3 times for the double treble. Then go into the last stitch, pull through, and then pull through 2 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now we will skip 6 stitches. Here's the stitch where we made our single crochet. So the next stitch is a skip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches into the 7th stitch, make a single crochet, and now we will make another triangle like this one. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the first stitch, make a single crochet. Into the second, make a half double crochet. Into the third one, make a double crochet. Into the fourth one, yarn over twice, make a treble crochet. And into the last stitch, the 5th one, make a double treble, yarn over 3 times. Pull through, then through 2. Through 2, through 2, and through 2. Now we will skip 6 stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the 7th stitch. Make a single crochet. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then make a single crochet into the first stitch. A half double into the second stitch. a double into the third stitch, a treble, yarn over twice into the fourth stitch, and the last stitch is a double treble, yarn over 3 times. And I will finish this row with a single crochet. I will skip my last 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the last chain I'll make a single crochet and start the returning row. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now into the 5th chain I put a bead, but you can leave it out. And I will turn my work. Now we will make a slip stitch into the corner. If you turn your work a little bit, you can see the V stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into this 5th V stitch where the little bump is, we will make the slip stitch. And I simply go where the bump is going into in that stitch, and I'm going a little diagonal. And I grab the 2 pieces of yarn, that V stitch, and make a slip stitch. Now we will make the exact 5 stitches on this side that we made on the other side. If you look, here was the first stitch, the double treble, into this stitch here. Then the next one was the treble. Then the next one, it's easy to see again, it's the double. Now it gets a little harder to see where the 2 pieces of yarn go into. There's our half double. And then the next stitch here, and there's this 1 piece of yarn. That's how I always can tell. This 1 piece of yarn right here is our single crochet. So you can either count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and make your single crochet here, or you can look where the yarn is here into that stitch. It's the next stitch. That's our single crochet. I always look at that little bump right here, and that's my single crochet. We make a single crochet, and this time we take the rest of the stitch, the 2 pieces of yarn, make the single and move to the next stitch. So the 2 pieces of yarn, 1 and 2, that's our half double, and we go into that exact same stitch where the 2 pieces of yarn come out from the bottom. Grab the next V stitch and make a half double. Then move to the double crochet, and this one's easier to see. That stitch right there where the double is coming out of, make a double. Then the treble, yarn over twice, and now the last 2 stitches are very easy to see. The treble crochet into the previous treble. And then our last stitch right here is the double treble, yarn over 3 times. And right here's our last stitch. And we make that double treble. Now you can put a bead on again. And now we will repeat the same thing on the next triangle. So we made 5 stitches opposing the previous 5 stitches. Go to the next triangle, and then you have to find your top again. You can turn your work a little bit to see it's this stitch right here with the bump on top. So where this bump is right here, that's where I'll put my hook in a little diagonal, so it's easier to grab those 2 stitches. Then go through the 2 stitches and through the 5th chain to make the slip stitch. And now we will start again with our increasing stitch sizes. So I'm looking where my little one bump is right here, or you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and make the single crochet into the first stitch. Also, when the yarn is moving here, it's the stitch right next to it. Single crochet, then into the next stitch. Here's our 2 pieces of yarn from the half double, make the half double. Then the double into the next stitch. Then the treble into the 4th stitch. And the double treble yarn over 3 times into the 5th stitch, the last stitch. And we can put bead. And our last triangle. You can turn the work to see where you are. I'm looking at this bump right here. I'm going below it. Grab the 2 pieces of yarn and make a slip stitch. Then here's my little bump right here from the previous single, making a single crochet. Move to the next stitch, make a half double, and then into the next stitch. And you can, you can pull your stitches down so it's easier for you to see, and also when you stretch it, it's harder to see, but when you crunch it together, you see how it's easier to see where your stitches are. So if you're not sure, you can do all those things to find your next stitch. Then go into the double crochet, make the double, make the treble crochet into the 4th stitch, and then one more left over here. 1, 2, 3 yarn overs and make the double treble. Now we have to make one more stitch in our single crochet. Yarn over 3 times for a double treble, and here's our bump. When you turn it again, we have to go through these 2 loops, and I show you. I think it's easier to just show you. It's the same kind of stitch we make on top of our triangle. Those 2 pieces of yarn with the bump at the end, grab those 2 pieces and then make the double treble. Pull through it, then to 2, 2, 2, and 2 loops for the double treble. And now we can start our first row again. Chain 1, turn your work over, and into the same stitch make a single crochet. Then chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then make the 5 stitches again into the first stitch, the single crochet, into the second stitch, the half double, into the next stitch, the third one, the double, the 4th one is a treble, and the 5th one is the double treble. If you don't have beads, just make a single crochet between the 2 squares right in here. Go in here and make the single crochet. If you have beads, we make a single crochet but a little differently, so we push the bead to the front, to the right side. You see the 2 pieces of yarn coming out of your bead. Grab one piece, the first one. So I have the one of the 2 pieces of yarn, and this piece is in the back. And then I just move my hook into this big space towards the back. And now you see I have the 2 pieces of yarn, and I make my single crochet that way. And it pushes the bead towards the front, so when you turn it, You can't see it that well because it's the wrong side, and on the right side it really stands out. Then we start the next triangle with 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the single into the first, the half double into the second, the double into the third, the treble into the fourth, and the double treble into the fifth. Move between those 2 pieces of yarn that come out of the bead. Or if you don't have the bead, make the single crochet between the 2 squares. Grab the yarn, move to the back with your hook, and then make a single crochet. 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into the first stitch, half double into the second, double into the third, treble into the fourth, yarn over 3 times for the double treble into the 5th stitch. If you don't have the beads, make your single crochet into the chain right here next to where the bead is. That's your single crochet. For the people with the beads, make your single crochet again the same way. Grab the piece of yarn, move your hook to the back, and make the single crochet. And now we'll start the row 2 again, our returning row. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put the bead. Turn your work, and then I'm looking at my little bump here, and I go right underneath it, grab the 2 pieces of yarn and make a slip stitch. Then into the next stitch, either here, you're moving yarn, you move next to that, into that stitch. I'm looking at my little bump here, make the single crochet, go into the next stitch, make the half double crochet, go into the next stitch, make the double crochet, into the 4th stitch, the treble, and into the last stitch, the double treble. Put a bead, and these curl up a little bit. Uncurl it, and then I'm looking at my little bump. I'm going underneath it, grab the 2 pieces of yarn, make a slip stitch, repeat the 5 stitches, go into your next stitch. You can count 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do it that way. Grab always 2 pieces of yarn, single crochet, next stitch, half double, 3rd stitch, double, 4th stitch, treble, 5th stitch, double treble. bead. And then here's my last triangle. I'm going beneath that little bump, 2 pieces of yarn, slip stitch, move to my first stitch, make a single crochet opposing the first single, then into the next stitch, the half double, then the double, the treble, and the double treble. And another double treble, don't forget, it's sometimes easy to forget, another double treble into that single crochet. So I go into that bump again, grab the 2 pieces of yarn the same way we did on the top of the triangles, the same kind of stitch, and then make the double treble to finish row 2. Now start the first of the 2 repeating rows again. Chain 1, turn your work, make a single crochet into the same stitch, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make the 5 stitches, the single crochet, the half double, the double, the treble, and the double treble. Move between the 2 squares, grab the piece of yarn. You can push your bead over to the right and it's easier that way. Grab the piece of yarn, move to the back, and make a single crochet. Chain 6, make the 5 stitches, the single, the half double, the double, the treble, and the double treble. Move to the next bead, grab that 1 piece of yarn, and I like to move it really to the right, makes it much easier. Go to the back, make the single crochet. Chain 6, make the single crochet, the half double, the double, the treble, the double treble. Move to the next bead and make that single crochet. And now we start row 2, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put the bead, turn your work, make the slip stitch below that little bump, grab the 2 pieces of yarn, Then make your 5 stitches, the single crochet, the half double crochet, the double crochet, the treble crochet, the double treble crochet, put the bead, move to the next triangle, make the slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble, double treble, put the bead, slip stitch into the next top of your triangle, single crochet, half, double, treble, double treble, and don't forget the last double treble into that single crochet. And then you can start the row 1 repeat again. This is the wrong side. This is the right side. I started my piece with a chain of 86. If you remember, it's a multiple of 7 plus 2, so I have 12 times 7. That's 84 plus 2 is 86. These 86 chains give me 12 squares, and whatever you choose is fine, so you can make more squares or less. But whatever number of squares you have, I have 12, so I take mine as an example. You have to multiply that number by 3. 3 times 12 is 36, and that's how many squares I have to crochet going up. So 12, 24, 36. So because this is a 2-row repeat, that's 72 rows going up this way. When you get to your very last row, don't add the beads to that row. I finished it here. That's my 70th row. Then 71 was where we make those triangles, and 72 I just don't put any beads. Thank you so much for watching part 1, and I hope to see you in part 2. Bye bye.